everyone, I'm Sophia with Awaken Catholic, and this is Awaken the Saint. Born into a poor Italian family, Angelo Giuseppe Roncalli was fortunate enough to attend the Pontifical Roman Seminary and be ordained in 1904. He then became the secretary of the Bishop of Bergamo due to his origins and taught theology to the seminarians, where he earned much of his pastoral experience. After serving as a chaplain in World War I, Father Angelo began his new work in Rome. He became a titular archbishop without a specific diocese to oversee, so that he could become a Vatican diplomat to mediate between the conservative and radical clergy members. Throughout his years as a Vatican diplomat, he thought that this was where he was going to remain the rest of his life. You could only imagine the surprise when he was announced as the new papal nuncio of France. He couldn't shake the feeling that it was some sort of error, but he went to serve the church beyond their expectations. The archbishop was installed as a cardinal in 1953 because of his success as a leader and calm disposition with the French clergy, and was eventually elected the 261st pope in 1958. Once he became pope, Cardinal Angelo took on the name Pope John XXIII. Many who saw the new pope assumed that he would live silently, leading his flock until his passing, but he would come to do quite the opposite. Pope John began immediately promoting social reforms for workers, the poor and orphaned, and even the outcasts of society. He advanced the peaceful cooperation with other denominations and faiths throughout Europe and Asia territories. Pope John even began speaking against communism and any parties favoring the destructive party. Seemingly almost too calm following his coronation as pope, he immediately called for an ecumenical council. A general council of all bishops hadn't even been gathered in one location for almost a century, but Pope John XXIII simply said that the intuition to suggest such a meeting came to him as a passing thought. Quite the simple thought to have. Pope John XXIII saw a need for the church to simply be brought up to date, all while keeping true to her teachings. This had been the first time anything had been suggested since the Reformation, so stakes were high for the success of this outcome. His goal was to promote diversity within the unity of the Church and promote the ecumenical and liturgical movements. This would come to be known as the Council of Vatican II. Their first meeting was held on October 11, 1962. Unfortunately, Pope John XXIII was unable to see the completion of the council. He passed the following year in 1963. What stayed true throughout his entire life was his overflowing love of humanity and an unbiased approach to seeking the good of everyone, no matter their social status. He was by far one of the most loved popes of the modern age. Let us share in similar approaches to loving people and desiring the revival in our parish and faith lives. St. John XXIII, pray for us.